Hello YouTube, this is Music Reviewer, and today I'm going to be talking about the band Bring Me the Horizon, often known as BMTH. Just basically their initials. Yeah, I was told to do a rant on this video by me and Sophie123. You can check her out in the link below. So I looked up this band. I didn't really know anything about them, so I decided to look them up, and they're quite possibly one of the worst bands out there, other than besides like Blood on the Dance Floor, Broken Side, Nickelback, all those nasty ones. But I'm gonna go ahead and play a little excerpt for you, just so you guys can understand how bad they are. And so this is "Don't Go" by Bring Me the Horizon. And I apologize if there's the sound quality is not super good. So the song starts out with like a synth violin and everything like that. It layers in a little bit more violins and cellos and whatnot, and then becomes like the percussion comes in. Then the vocals and drums come in. Well, that's about as much as my ears can take. So yeah, honestly, for one, you don't scream during a slow song like that, especially with nothing behind it. It just sounds really terrible, and the guy sounds like he's blown out his voice a time or two, so that doesn't really help his case. Now I'm sure a lot of people will see this as an unfair opinion, being that I only showed one song, so I'm going to go ahead and play Suicide Season by Bring Me the Horizon as soon as it pulls up. This, by the way, is an 8-minute song. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm not that mean to you guys. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. Bring Me the Horizon, I wish it was the end for you, because that was pathetically terrible. They did the exact same thing they did in the last song, which was screaming over a slow part. However, in this song they did also add in the guitars backing and everything, but the vocals sound like it's done by like a 13-year-old going through puberty, because I hear him squeaking all the time and his voice cracking. I'm sure that's because he's blown it out several times. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Overall, the instrumentals in themselves, they're mediocre. They're not amazing. They're not phenomenal. I mean, they could be worse. I'm not really. It's not very amazing, honestly. Honestly, it's the vocals that completely ruin it for me. If they had like a decent vocalist in there, then I might actually consider enjoying listening to their music. But as of right now, it almost makes me like want to cry, rip my heart out of my chest, and then possibly throw it into a blender as while I watch myself die on the floor. It's gross and disgusting, honestly. And then their look about them makes it even worse. They just look like a bunch of emo kids that don't really have any clue as to what they're doing. I'll look them up right here, that way I can just give you an even more decent opinion on it. Yeah, the guy is so covered with tattoos, you might think it's his own skin. And I mean, like, I'm not one to be super against tattoos. If you have them, that's great. If you don't, I'm not gonna judge you. I personally don't have any. It doesn't make any difference to me. But yeah, I mean, when you cover yourself with them, unless you're doing it specifically for a purpose other than just to try and get like people looking at you while you're on stage even more, then there's no real point in it, and it just kind of looks gross. The rest of the band, for the most part, as far as tattoos and just like smothering themselves in them, they all look pretty clean. There's a guy with a quarter sleeve and another guy with a full sleeve on his left arm there. They all have that general emo hair, all out to the side and then coming down the back of their heads. They all have to get that face into the camera when they're actually opening their mouths, other than looking at you like you're some sadistic killer that they're about to like destroy or something like that. Yeah, they dress like metrosexual. I'm not against that, but once again, it's just kind of more drawing attention to themselves. And the gauges are nasty. If they stretch out your earlobe, gauges get pretty nasty. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anyone out there, but they're nasty. Lyric wise, all their songs are pretty depressing about how it's not the end and everything. I mean, everybody's gonna say that it's like, oh, but it has a little bit of hope in it. No, they all seem extremely depressing about like some person who's going through an extremely hard time, and that they'll get out of it and everything. Everything's gonna be okay. Life isn't like that. It's not gonna be okay. I'm sorry, it's not. But when every single one of your songs are like that and you don't really have any song about how somebody did get through it, then that kind of shows that there is no hope in the song, therefore diminishing the fact that their songs have hope. If there's not a follow-up on something, or like even in the song or possibly even in a song coming afterwards, then there's no real hope, or that whatever general theme is trying to follow in it. Unless it's stated clearly throughout and the story is told through the song lyrics. And that's pretty much all I have currently on Bring Me the Horizon. Their vocals just suck, their instrumentals are mediocre, and their lyrics just blech. Anyway, go ahead, hate me if you want. Make sure you leave creative responses in the comment section below. Give me more bands to rant on, whether positive or negative. I will gladly take both. And this is Music Reviewer signing out. Comment, subscribe, and like. See you guys later.